Failure. It's a small word that can completely change us. When you face failure, you feel emotions like sadness, anger, and regret. You constantly think about what you could have done differently, what different decisions you could have made, and constantly figure out how to get out of failure that you're facing right now. But there is a way to overcome this. Now, the fact that you care so much about the outcome is actually a really good thing. It shows that you want to change, that you want to be better, that you want to prove them wrong. Now, there are two ways to handle failure. One is to sit and do nothing. You accept what they've said about you and you go on with your life. But there's another option, the one that I like to do, and that is to fight against the outcome you've gotten. Prove that person wrong. Work incredibly hard to change the outcome that you got. Overcome failure. Jump over your hurdles. Now, failure has been a good friend of mine for a long time in my life. I've played a game of softball for my whole life practically, and we're actually told that softball is a game of failure. To get better, you have to fail so you can learn what you do, so you can learn how to fix what you got wrong. Now, when I was about 10 years old, I started pitching for the first time. I was having so much fun. We were with my friends, and I tried out for my very first travel club team. Sadly, though, the coach told me that if I wanted to play club softball at that level, then I would have to give up pitching because I wasn't at the level that the team wanted. I was crushed. Crushed is actually an understatement. I wanted to pitch so bad, but I wanted to play with my friends. But there was somebody who helped me get out of this hole, and that was none other than my dad. Now, my dad is someone who you'd probably be scared of. He's 6'2", and can give you a dad look that could make you cry, if you know what I mean. But if there's somebody who can get you out of a hole, it's definitely him. I remember sitting on my parents' bed and my dad looking at me and saying, well, this isn't really a good thing. And I was crying my eyes out in a puddle of tears. But he looked at me and said, you can fix this though. You can go and you can change what they say. Don't let what they said determine who you are. Work hard every single day of your life. Get better. Become the best pitcher on that team and throw it in their face because they don't know what they're talking about. So that day I made a decision. I decided that I was going to face my failure head on, that I wasn't going to listen to what they said. I was going to work hard every single day of my life, put in blood, sweat, and tears to become the best pitcher that there was. And actually, I kind of ended up achieving that. I became a pretty good pitcher, and that same travel coach actually ended up asking me to help them pitch in the future. Now, the best part of that story isn't the fact that I threw it in their face. Well, maybe it is. But it's also that I proved to myself that I can overcome adversity when I'm faced with it. I didn't know this, but later on in the future, I would be faced with problems that I couldn't be able to control. When I was 17, I tore my ACL meniscus, and it was completely out of nowhere. My whole daily life was changed, and for a hot second, I didn't know if I was going to be able to play softball again. But the failure that I faced in the past taught me to push through adversity. It taught me that when things get hard, you need to push even harder. Now, there were also people in my life, like my physical therapist, who were just like my dad. They encouraged me to work harder. They kept me on track, and they told me when to do the right things and to remember to do my exercises. So remember, when you're faced with failure or adversity, face it head on. Don't sit there and take what they said to you. Go and tell them, that's not who I am. Face them and tell them, I am a different person. And don't be afraid to ask for some help. Not everything is easy to face alone, so you can go and ask someone to help you out. There's always a helping hand, like your dad or a parent or a physical therapist who will be there. Remember, failure is not the last outcome. You can change that. You can become a better person. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.